This week, or last week and this week, is Hotjar training. It's great because I think we're going to get a lot more value out of Hotjar, just not from heat maps, but to analyze the data so we can figure out more things we can do for the client.
Well, I'm so shy. I'm so camera shy. Don't point it at me. Hey there.
Is my big head in
No.
Am I in the shot?
Actually, Andy is in the shot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Welcome everybody to the first part in our Hotjar series. This is part one, the Hottening. We're gonna go over, we're gonna try to implement Hotjar, like all the tools you can use in Hotjar to get the most out of it. I'm teaching Hotjar because one of the things that I try to instill on my team is the importance of conversion rate optimization. As SEOs, a lot of people think that our job kind of ends with, okay, we ranking for keywords and we're getting organic traffic to this site, but that's really like the beginning of what we're supposed to be doing, right? But then what are we doing with that traffic? And I think Hotjar is super important for people to learn because it's one of the tools that we can use to show how users are actually interacting with our client site. So we can help them make sure their call to actions are on point. We can help them make sure that their engaging content is above the fold, and we can see that with scroll depth and click data that's coming into Hotjar. That's part one. Part two is going to be next week, run by Olivia, where she's going to take we'll kind of walk you guys through the data and how to read like the heat maps and all of the data you get from these different tools to give you, to show you how to make recommendations for your account essentially. So I'm hoping that after we go through this today, you guys can like choose one of your clients or all your clients or whatever and start implementing all these things. That way for next week when you guys learn how to read the data, you can like apply it to an actual client.
When I was hired, all he did was teach me, and like everything he's taught me, I've applied it, and it's been simple for me to understand. He's a great teacher.
Yeah, and he's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Before I go too much further, can you guys like see it okay? Do you want to make it bigger? Is this good? Can you guys see it? Read it?
Can you go presentation mode?
Huh? If I go into presentation mode, it is better. Okay. Algorithm updates. Google confirmed there's an update on the 27th. I don't want to go too much into these articles. I just want to give you like a high-level overview so you guys can read them on your own. Google is actually extending their page titles in the search results. They're testing Explore carousel for local results. Google posts are now going to be at the bottom of the GMV profile. Finally, Google published documentation on how they crawl like JavaScript rendered pages. Big focus has always been like, if you create quality content, if you create quality resources on your site, you will naturally get links that way. And I think that's all Google is saying is focus more on that versus trying to like game the system by just trying to get as many links as you can. Google Lens is coming to Google Images. This is cool as hell. Honestly, like I really love just being able to take what I've learned and what I've read about and apply that and give that knowledge to like my team. Like it sounds super cheesy, but like the greatest joy I get as a director is teaching the specialists something and seeing them have success with it on their account. Wins and losses. Anyone have any wins or losses this week? All right, so this brings me to my new format of doing this, the SEO Wheel of Death. I just have just one person, they can talk about one win or one loss they had that week. And then like talk about why it went well or why it didn't well. I'm in here as well too, because I have a client, so I'm in here too. It could for sure land on me. Happy birthday. Happy birthday! You have a whole week. For next week.
Yeah, I have to think of a win, but I think I have a few that I can bring up in this week's meeting.
So, Hotjar is a really cool tool that I think we use like 20% of its potential. I thought this would be great practice to go through it together to like set up a brand new Hotjar account. So what can you do with it? It's kind of broken down to like analysis type tools and like feedback tools. You can actually do conversion funnel tracking, meaning you can set like a page path like you can in analytics to say, I want to track users that are going from this page to this page to this page to this page and see what they're interacting with and what they're doing to get an idea of where the drop off is, what they're actually doing on those pages, and how I can improve that kind of funnel to make it better for conversion or better for the UX. You can ask for customers that are leaving, so maybe something you can talk to the client about. You have other questions for polls, and they have like a million zillion questions here. Other cool things Hotjar can do is you can actually sync it up with Optimizely, and you can also sync up Hotjar data with HubSpot. Another cool thing that we're going to start doing training on is Google Optimize, which is a way for us to take the data we're seeing in Hotjar, give these recommendations, and then run a split A/B test on their site to see which version actually performs better. Because at the end of the day, our clients are hiring us to help them increase their bottom line, like increase their revenue. And SEOs shouldn't just be focused on increasing keywords, increasing organic traffic. It should be, how can we leverage their organic traffic more to help them increase conversions? Or how can we build their organic traffic more to help them increase their bottom line? Any questions on how to use Hotjar? The goal from today's training is, by the end of today, hopefully you choose one or all of your clients to start some of these things on. Maybe not the polls or surveys, since you need like client feedback from that, but at least you can do heat map data, you can do recordings, you can do conversion funnels or form stuff. That way for next week, when Olivia goes over how to read that data and what to do with that data, you'll have things you can use for your specific clients next week.
Okay, so please share those with me once you make them. That would be great.
Cool. That was it. Thank you guys.
Andy, is there any questions in Hotjar that slow down page speed possibly at all?
I think it's strict like the
We're after.